am stunned and dismayed. Guys, was he telling the truth? Ethan Klein, the Ethan Klein, was telling the truth? Don't make me side with Ethan Klein. Ethan and Hila Klein are being sued by their former housekeeper after allegedly firing her after she requested time off for a hernia surgery. And now on the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein has given a lengthy and detailed response to this lawsuit. What's crack? It's VangelinaSkov, and welcome to another episode of Go-Go Gadget Functioning Dopamine Receptor. And like I said, today I want to take a look at Ethan Klein's response to the lawsuit. Now, if you want more details on the lawsuit itself, you can check out my last video. But as for now, we are going to take a look at this. This is from episode 108. I'm being sued by an ex-employee. Before we actually watch that though, I just want to show you this community post that I put out because it says everything that I want to say as a little disclaimer. Because as I recognize, this is a very small subsect of people who are doing this. The majority of people, whether they disagree with me or not, have comprehension skills, basic comprehension skills. However, there are some people who are just ignoring the fact that I said this lawsuit doesn't mean that the Kleins did anything wrong. It's just a lawsuit. So that's the whole disclaimer. So let's watch the video.
I'll grab it one sec.
Yeah, it should be on the subreddit. So, my former housekeeper, Elizabeth, her name's in the complaint, filed a lawsuit for, I think the charge is wrongful termination. Her allegation is that she needed time off to get her hernia treated, and then we just fired her, which is insane. It's insanely totally fabricated.
Insane.
I was talking to Hila.
And he's gone.
She went to, like, briefly before this hernia surgery she was due for, she literally went back home.
Well, we'll move on to the rest of it in a second, but he does the hernia surgery thing. So I don't know if he's trying to suggest that she didn't have surgery at all, or if that she fabricated the part about being fired because of the surgery. Because I feel like on her part, it would be absolutely insane to try and lie about having surgery, because you would have your medical records to prove that. So I don't know what's going on there. Unless, like, she had... Okay. I'm playing devil's advocate. I absolutely hate that phrase. Unless she had to get the hernia surgery and it somehow all happened after she was already fired and she thought, here's an opportunity, I can just say I knew about it beforehand. But then again, I feel like there'd be medical records of you having appointments and being told you need surgery. So it would be very bold of her to lie about this. But then at the same time, it would also be very bold of Ethan and Hila to lie about it too, because there should be a paper trail of everything. We'll get more into that in a second, but let's hear what he has to say.
To, like, Venezuela. Took 3 weeks.
I forgot this happens. I don't know why this gets shut off here. I have absolutely no idea. Couldn't tell you. I'm actually really enjoying this music. Oh, he's back.
It's just, I don't know why it's being provoked so much lately.
That was the right choice.
Yeah, so I think it was 2 or 3 weeks. She
You probably want to restate.
Yeah. So, like, briefly before this hernia thing happened, she took 2 or 3 weeks off to go back home to Venezuela, I think, to see her family get dental work. We paid her for the entire time she was gone. Like, we have never punished anybody for taking time off. We encourage people to take time off to do the things that they need to do. We pay people for their time off. It's so gross that this woman was a part of our family and would just turn around and do something like just straight up a lie about this hernia thing. It's so stupid.
I'm going to restate the obvious here and basically restate what he said. But again, there is a small, teeny tiny fraction of people who can't comprehend things. I'm just being salty now. But no, I do want to restate for if you are missing the point of this. The point about the whole holiday thing is just to state that why would he have fired her for asking for time off for a surgery if he was willing to pay 2 or 3 weeks off for her to go to Venezuela to visit her family? That doesn't make sense. Now, the argument could be made, again, I'm playing devil's advocate. I really need to stop saying that. It makes me feel, when I say devil's advocate, like I'm like a 19-year-old boy who is just kind of an asshole to be like. Anyway, the argument could be made that they had already agreed to give her the 2 to 3 weeks paid time off, and then knowing that they would have to give her maybe another month, they thought, that's too much now, after we've already done the 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever it was. That could be one argument for it, but also doesn't really make sense, so.
But, and there's even more absurdness to it, like, she filed a lawsuit. We have an arbitration clause, so she can't even sue us. Also, like a California law, like apparently you can't sue individuals for claims brought against the company. So, like, as a matter of law, the majority of this is going to be dismissed outright.
And what I was reading, and I saw some other people saying this, I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was mostly in my comments, to be honest with you. But I was questioning why they were saying in the statement of facts of the lawsuit, again, you can check out that video, that they were explaining the commingling of funds, so that it was alleging that Ethan and Hila were spending company funds, which should have been Teddy Fresh funds, for personal things, personal debts, and stuff like that. So what I was seeing people say is that they were arguing this so that they can set forth a precedent for why they're also suing Ethan and Hila and not just the company. But if that doesn't actually work, because again, I'm not a lawyer, if that doesn't actually work, then I have to question what kind of lawyer this woman has gotten. Because you think you would know that you can't do that. But maybe it does make sense.
And we have everything, all the complaints with HR. Like, everything is super well documented.
You should explain the complaints.
Yeah, so basically, the main complaint, she's been doing this to a lot of people, and before I was like, oh, she's like, she said kind of similar shit to me, but I don't care about it. I go, she's like my mom. She's just, making these inappropriate comments. But she was making it to other people. For example, our nanny, she was calling fat and constantly asking her if she gained weight. And she would come to us and say, this is really upsetting me. It's really inappropriate. And of course, we completely agree. So we would sit her down with HR and give her like official warnings, being like, please just stop commenting on people's like private lives, their weight, whatever. Well, just please stop. And she kept doing it. I mean, Love, you when you were you met her, right?
Yeah, I met her a couple of times. And much like you, though, is very like typical grandma jokes about.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
So she, very nicely of you guys offered to stock the fridge with goods and like sodies and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And
sodies.
She asked me what I wanted. And when I was asked, she commented, I was like, are you sure you want that many sodas or snacks? So obviously, personally, it doesn't bother me, but to be exposed to that every day, that's not fun.
Yeah, she's always constantly judging people's health, and it's kind of funny to me because she's a chunky little lady.
But yeah, that's what caught me so off guard.
She's built like Humpty Dumpty, and I only say that because, like, just to tell you,
there is an irony there. Yeah. Yeah.
And she had a lot of energy. Don't get me wrong.
I think she was saying like kind of mean grandma energy is the right description. Like, I think people know that archetype.
And that's why we were willing to be like, listen. I always liked her, okay, personally. And that's why I wanted to be like, listen, just stop, especially the thing with our housekeeper. Please just be professional with her, okay? And she kept doing it. And she kept doing shit like this where...
I think he meant to say the thing with the nanny, because he had said in his Instagram story as well that the housekeeper had been calling the nanny fat and making comments about her weight and stuff. So I think here he meant to say nanny. Otherwise, I'm confused. I think he meant that.
Our housekeeper, or our nanny, let's say, made food or had lunch with the kids, and then she'd put their dishes in the sink, and then our Elizabeth, the one who's suing me, she would explicitly not wash the dishes because she was like, oh, that's your job. Like our kids' dishes. And our nanny has her hands full. Like she is busy as fuck. And it was like these little pathetic snide.
So the thing with the dishes is that a lot of the time, the nanny or the childminder or au pair, whatever it is, will do any kind of cleaning that's related to the kids. So clean up after the kids, clean their dishes, clean up any messes that they make, but won't do cleaning in the rest of the house. However, as the employer, it's your job to set those guidelines in place. If you don't want it so that the nanny is doing those cleaning things and you want the housekeeper to clean the kids' dishes, you need to set that from the get-go. So I'm wondering, did the housekeeper understand that this is what you wanted? Did you explain this to her? Or was it just okay, why are you not doing this sort of thing? I'm assuming he did speak to her based on what he's saying, that he brought her into HR about the comments and stuff. But I want to know if it was commented on about the dishes. I want to know if she understood that that was expected of her. And I want to know if once she was told, whether she started doing those dishes or not. I know it's a small thing, but I really want to know.
Things that she was constantly doing. I literally had no choice. I had zero choice but to fire her. In fact, I mean, if I didn't, it would have been an issue. It would have been another issue. Right. Because like at a certain point, it's like, you know, she's creating a hostile work environment.
Right, yeah.
And so, you know, so we fired her. We did it through HR, everything up and up. We gave her a very generous severance package because I cared about her and I didn't want to leave her high and dry.
I do wonder if this severance package, because he wouldn't be claiming that they paid her severance if he didn't. Because if this goes to court, that's going to all be proven, right? It's just going to be there. There's no hiding that. But I'm wondering if this severance stuff will have any effect on one of her claims in the lawsuit, which was that they were supposed to... Where is it? Let me find the screenshot, actually. The 14th cause of action, waiting time penalties. Labor Code sections 201 and 203 require employers to pay employees all of their earned wages immediately upon discharge and or within 72 hours of resignation. Now, this is mostly referring to the fact that she is claiming that she wasn't paid overtime and she was docked money for meal breaks that she didn't actually have a chance to take. So that is the money that she's referring to here. However, would the severance package in some way account for that and make this null and void? I don't know. The lawyer should know, but I'm starting to get the feeling that this lawyer isn't very good.
She's been threatening us, I guess, for a while now. She contacted some employment attorneys, and they've been like, we need... they were trying to shake us down for a lot of money. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was like in the six figures.
Wow.
Jesus.
And so I was like, fuck that. You know what I mean? And you guys know me, like, one, we're completely in the right and we have everything documented. So I have nothing to fear by this going to, going to trial or whatever in front of a judge. And the second thing, as you guys know about me, is that I never...
We'll get on to the second thing in a second, but what I want to say is this is what I said in the previous video, that it would be very, very stupid of him to claim all this stuff about the housekeeper if he didn't have it documented with HR, if he didn't have a paper trail for everything, which led me to the conclusion that he probably does have a paper trail for everything. He probably does have the correct documentation, which some people seem to ignore that I said that for some reason. Guys, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I know sometimes I stumble over my words, but that is no excuse. But yeah, I do think if he says he has the correct documentation, then he probably does. That doesn't mean that there isn't some shady stuff potentially going on, but it would make it very hard for her to win anything, and it would kind of lean in Ethan and Hila's favor, saying that potentially they haven't done anything wrong.
Fucking let people... I would rather pay the attorneys double than what she's asking for, if that's what it takes. Like, I will never, ever, ever concede to this types of shit. I don't care, and I'm just not an option. Like, my attorney was like, do you think we should just settle? Like, that'd be... I said, no. There's no quarter left for her. she gets nothing. Good day, sir. Good day, ma'am. In the words of Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And you'd think, having worked for them for like 3.5 years, that she would know by now that that's how he is. Now, I've had to do a lot of research into this because I'm not like super well versed in the world of Ethan Klein, but he is like that from what I've seen, that he really likes a lawsuit and will fight it and does not care. So you'd think after 3.5 years she would know that. And he goes on later to say that her son was also a fan of the show. So surely the son would know that and be like, hey, mum, this is a bad idea. If she doesn't have a claim. Now, if she does have a claim, that's a completely different thing. Then, you know, she may think, yeah, I'm definitely going to win this because I'm right. But if she doesn't have a claim and is fabricating things, that would be very, very dangerous game to be playing.
You know, so it's just a totally bogus, pathetic lawsuit. And it's going to be super easy to...
I mean, if you have it all logged and documented,
it's all logged.
The interventions and like having to talk to her about it multiple times or whatever, it sounds like you're in good shape.
It's ridiculous. It's all accounted for. So, and then the weird thing is that, so she filed this lawsuit. My attorneys hadn't even seen it yet somehow within 24 hours of her filing this obscure lawsuit, it's on Snark and YouTube Drama. Even my attorney was like, how did they get that?
Yeah,
like, were they just sitting there refresh? Well, my attorney's like, she knows, and the attorneys know that this lawsuit is going to get absolutely eviscerated by a judge because it's just total nonsense. It needs to go to arbitration, and there's all these other illegal things like charging us individually when she's charging like our company that employed her. Mm-hmm. And so it's clearly been made public as a tactic to put pressure on us. Like, she's actually going that route. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was sent from someone on her side to Snark or YouTube Drama or so on. I'd like to know how they acquired it.
Whoa.
I suppose it's possible. I'll offer an alternative, which is that somebody on that subreddit is maybe like dedicated enough hater that they've
refreshing
set up
the docket. That's
no, but like set up alerts or something. Like if your name shows up in
I don't think that's a thing for the docket.
I think it is a thing.
Well, my attorneys were like, my attorneys hadn't even seen it. They didn't even
no,
see it.
I mean, it's wild, but you have some dedicated haters. What can I say?
She thinks it's orchestrated.
I mean, what you're saying does make...
Okay, yeah. It could be possible. I'm not denying that it could be possible, and you know the lawyer seems to think it's possible. But I'll counter here and say that Ethan is a little bit paro generally, and he seems to think everything bad that happens is because of Reddit, which I just can't imagine is possibly true. And I do think it is entirely possible that there are some people who are active on the subreddit who are either refreshing things or have an alert set up, like the other guy said, for his name or Hila's name or Teddy Fresh or whatever, trying to see if there's any new lawsuits, if there's any news in general. Like, they probably have alerts on everything for his name, some people. So it is very likely. And also, I saw somebody say that this was filed on a Friday. And if your lawyer doesn't generally work over the weekend, then maybe she just didn't see it on time. I don't know. Like, it is possible, but I just think it's very conspiracy theory-ish.
Sense if the tactic is to put public pressure on you to settle, which I guess makes sense.
That's absolutely... First of all,
but they don't know you.
In my opinion, that's absolutely...
if that was their plan, because...
Well, she only knows nice me.
Right. Yeah.
She doesn't know psycho me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But her son is a fan, and he's worked with us. It's a shame. He's really a nice guy.
Elizabeth was always a sweetheart to me.
Me too, yeah.
But I'd heard about this issue in the past, so yeah.
Oh yeah, so there's another another person that worked in proximity to her that she told, who asked for time off for pregnancy, which obviously, again, that's we're happy to do that and support them. That's, you know what I mean? We respect and understand people have lives outside work.
For some reason, people got mad at me for asking questions about employment laws in America. Can Can a girl not ask a question? Like, I don't know. I don't live in America. I don't work in America. I've never been to America. But is maternity leave not the law? Surely that has to be, right? I'm not sure.
So she has 4 kids, and Elizabeth told her to stop having kids when it's too much. So she asked for time off because she's pregnant, and Elizabeth was like, "You need to stop having kids. It's too much."
Kind of based. That is too many children. You should stop at the first one, okay? Why do we need more people? Some parent is going to be like, how dare you say that? I love all my 17 children. That's great for you. That's great for you. It's too many, though.
So, I mean, listen, it's like when being a aggressive grandma goes wrong. It's just, but it's like the way she's coming at us is crazy. She did this when Hila gave birth to Sonny. She told our nanny, she asked if she's pregnant.
Jeez.
Oh,
She's
boy.
obviously not pregnant, by the way. So she asked her if she's pregnant. Can you imagine that? And then she also said, we have it written down, so Hila's telling me. She's saying, you're young, you should have lost weight. Or you're young, you should lose weight.
What the hell?
And so it's like comically absurd. And you have to at times fire people. You have to do it. It's just you have to.
Well,
do
like
it.
you said, if you didn't, you would have a problem on the other end. You'd be getting sued by your nanny for allowing a hostile work environment.
And I'll be honest, we love our nanny.
Yeah, I will agree there. If he is telling the truth and all of this was happening, then he would have had to fire her because it was creating a bad environment. Other employees were unhappy. You can't just let your employees continue their bad behavior. This is assuming what he's saying is completely true.
She's
been with you guys forever now.
Since Teddy was born, and she's like so amazing. I'm very protective of her. She's been through other things, and I'm always wanting the best for her and to make sure. So like for me, we take that very seriously when it's targeted towards her. And, what can you say? It's just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, you can sue anyone for anything, right? So obviously, it's great fodder for all the people that hate me to be like, oh, Ethan fired his housekeeper for asking for time off. It's like, no.
I do not need fodder to hate you because as you can see, I am giving you the full benefit of not even the doubt here. I'm giving you full benefit here saying it is possible she's made this all up. It's quite likely you have everything documented, but I still hate you. And contrary to popular belief, I'm not on the snark. I don't like Reddit. I read it for work when I have to keep up with stuff, to get screenshots. I'm not a snarker. I think the other day was like the first time I had ever even visited the H3 Snark, but I have hated Ethan Klein for a long time, for other reasons. Number one, the way he treated Trisha Paytas during the whole frenemies thing. Number two, the cutie Cinderella thing. Number three, I forgot, there definitely was another reason. I actually talked to Alizé about this ages ago on her podcast or on her channel. I can't remember which one it was, but we were just it came up and I was like, I cannot remember why I hate Ethan Klein. Sure, but there's definitely a reason why I hate him. I just can't remember what it is, but he did something to piss me off. Am I petty? Yes. Do I hold a grudge? Yes. I have a Scorpio moon. What do you expect from me? It's entirely out of my control. You wouldn't get it, okay? I am a petty person, and I will hold a grudge forever and ever. And like I said in my video about the whole Ethan Klein Markiplier thing, I don't think Ethan needs a good reason to hate Markiplier. I think anybody can hate anyone for whatever reason they want. And I just hate Ethan Klein. I don't need fodder. I don't need to feel justified in my hatred. I just don't like you.
So fucking stupid. It's also pretty routine, I have to say, when you employ a lot of people that this kind of stuff just happens from time to time. It's just unfortunately part of the game. There's
Part
a
of
lot
the
of
game.
companies that
That's
will
the
just
game.
settle. They'll just be like, it'll cost us less to pay you than pay the attorneys. So we'll settle and just move on.
I'm sure that's whatever lawyer jumped on this was assuming would happen, because I
Yeah.
think in 99 out of 100 cases that probably is what happens. But
Yeah.
they
Let's
found
go.
they found that one with you, boy.
I said she gets nothing. She gets nothing. I will spend way more money than she's asking for to make sure she gets nothing. Because that's how it is. Nobody fucking.
You're the pettiest man alive. What?
In fairness, if I was rich and I was sued, I would do the same thing. Because again, as established, I'm petty. So
It's a bad idea.
It's
Bad
just.
idea.
does that mean me and Ethan have something in common? Oh no. Maybe he has a Scorpio moon too. Oh no.
See ya.
It's just fuck that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Bet you have nothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hila wants to say for the record, and again, that our nanny is not fat. By the way, she is lovely.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, that is important
We
information.
don't know her, so
to have.
we
No,
get
she-
the
yeah.
absurdity
She's
on its face. But like
Amazing.
this woman, I mean, nobody deserves that, but especially in this case, it's just like, what? Like, she's just being so mean for no reason.
So mean. So mean.
Dude, older people, they just don't know boundaries. Like, I sent a photo of my new apartment to my grandma, and she was like, "It looks a bit messy." I was like,
Just-
"Okay."
Well, maybe you should clean.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think
Raised
what
in a
she,
different time, I
Yeah.
I
guess.
was just trying to think what she looks like, and I mean this with peace and love, right? I just trying to, so you guys understand. She's built like Mrs. Potato Head, Elizabeth. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty good. You guys know who? Like that's pretty
mean.
good.
Sure.
And she's energetic. Like she zips around and you know
Very
she gets shit
energetic.
done.
Mrs.
Again,
Payhead.
until this whole saga, you know, I had a very good impression of her. She was always very sweet. She was there during like the frenemies days, so it was basically like
Yeah, she's
it was
been
like
with us the whole time.
Elizabeth, Ethan, Trisha, and me in the
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah.
It's the crew.
The crew, yeah.
I missed this on my first watch of this. The housekeeper was there during the frenemies recordings. She was there watching all of that. My God.
Now my response, by the way, was I'm pretty sure people were being downvoted and banned from YouTube Drama and Snark for posting my response.
Very good.
Great.
That can't be true because I didn't get these screenshots off his story because by the time I went to get them, they weren't on his story anymore. So I went and I got it from the Snark because it was where I could find it. It was the only place I could find it.
It was just annoying, though. I'll admit, when I saw this, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then it was posted
Yeah,
by
of
this
course.
guy, Jake Chinatown,
Oh.
who
Was just threatening to-
famously a couple days before retweeted somebody saying they wanted to smash my children into an oak tree repeatedly by their ankles. He retweeted that, and now he's pretending.
Yeah, that's really ick. I tried to search for that tweet and I could not find it. It was but this guy, this Jake Chinatown guy, he tweets like every second. I was scrolling for like 5 hours and I was still on like yesterday. So firstly, how do you have time to tweet this much? I could not find the tweet, but so I have to take it at face value, but there would be a weird thing to say if it was not true.
I said, our former housekeeper was fired for being horrifically rude to our boy's nanny, constantly calling her fat and asking when she gained all the weight. I gave her so many warnings, hoping she would stop, but she didn't. She was part of our family, and we treated her like it. I tried everything to salvage the relationship, but her conduct was inexcusable. It's all documented with HR, which hopefully makes this an easy matter to settle. It feels extremely violating to know that someone that close to our family can turn around and do something like this. The part about her asking for time off for hernia surgery is then being fired is 100% fabricated. Anyone that knows us or works for us knows that it is not something we would ever do. I care deeply for all of our employees and do everything in our power to do right by them. She tried to shake us down for a huge amount of money, which I immediately declined, knowing our innocence and refusing to ever concede
We
to
read
people
this in my
like
last video.
her. So,
Damn.
I'll tell you what, Jake, I'd like to grab this lawsuit by the ankles and slam it into an oak tree.
I mean, you could do that.
This is your comedian, guys. Okay.
It's an inanimate
Oh, you don't get it. It's his humor. He was making a joke about how unfunny the joke is. I get it. Oh my god, you're annoying.
Yeah, and the best part is that they're not allowing this to be posted on Snark or YouTube Drama.
That's not true. Ethan! Huh? Am I dumb? Where is it gone? Where is it gone? Is it gone? Am I simply not seeing it? Did he... Huh? What? Was he telling the truth? Ethan Klein, the Ethan Klein, was telling the truth? I am so confused. What? Why would they remove this from the... Why would they remove this from the subreddit? Because, okay, I'm going to show you. I'll go into my thing, right, and you will have seen... No, that's a picture of Gabby Hanna. So you will see this screenshot that I took. I saved the picture, and it said, from H3 Snark Community on Reddit. This one, from H3 Snark Community on Reddit. And I showed those in my video, and now they're not there. So, were they deleted? And if so, why? Why were they deleted? Why were they Guys, Ethan, can we search Ethan on the YouTube Drama subreddit? So here's the lawsuit. But I don't think they posted anything else. No, please. I am stunned and dismayed. Guys, why did that get deleted? I really have to know. Because if you're documenting all the stuff, don't you want the full documentation of everything being said? Is this for legal reasons? Like, are you worried that the housekeeper was going to make claims against you? I really need somebody to explain to me why this was deleted. Because if there was no reason for it, that's not a good look. Don't make me side with Ethan Klein. I can still dislike him, okay? But don't make me side with him over this, because if it actually was deleted, why? That's so dumb. Not a fan of this.
Fantastic.
Thank God.
It's very good.
We love it, folks, don't we?
It's very good.
These people, they don't understand. Like, they've pushed me. They think that they can push me into, like, leaving the internet or something. I have nothing left to lose in terms of, like, anything you could say about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. There's nothing you can say or do to me that will change my trajectory. And I'll tell you what, just wait, okay? Y'all think that, I'm just saying, there's lots of really fun. This nuke is not, there's a second nuke coming.
Yeah.
Of what?
And it's coming fast and it's coming soon. And you guys are going to love it.
Is it going to
Hypersonic,
be
would you say?
doxing the Snark
Hypersonic,
members?
well,
Uninterceptable?
not that these guys even have basic rocket tech, SAM? What are they called?
That's a surface-to-air missile.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would necessarily apply. Those don't carry warheads like nuclear.
That's what I'm saying. They don't even have SAM technology, let alone intercepting.
Who is Sam?
I don't know.
Have you thought
They don't
about
have it. So, yeah.
All right, we got it. We're at 40 minutes.
Thank you so much to Shopify. I love these guys.
Okay, what he does after this is open the lawsuit, quickly scroll through it, and close it again. So I don't think we need to actually watch the rest of his video. I will give him the benefit of the doubt here and say that if he does have all the HR stuff, he and Hila have all the HR stuff documented, there is a paper trail, they have all of that, then they are in the clear. And like I said in my previous video, there are bad actors in the world. Now, I'm not saying that this means that she's lying. I'm also not saying that it means she's telling the truth. I still stand by the fact that if something like this came out, I wouldn't be surprised, because it just feels like something that they would do, but my feelings don't make it true, right? But I really want to know why that was getting deleted from the H3 Snark and YouTube drama. I really want to know why that was being deleted. If somebody can unbiasedly tell me why that was being deleted, I would really appreciate it. But also do let me know your comments on all of this in the comments. Obviously, that is where you would leave your comments about this. Like, comment, share, follow me on social media. I'm VangelinaSkov everywhere. Check out the Patreon. Please do subscribe. I really appreciate if you do that. That would be my favorite thing that you could ever do, is subscribe to this channel and stay subscribed and turn on notifications. Do all the things that I'm supposed to ask you to do at the end of the video, and have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, wait, no. I wanted to say something. It's really important, actually. Because people are going to comment on this. Yes, I am making another video on Ethan Klein right now, this one that you're watching. But this does not mean that my content is all going to be Ethan Klein for a while. It's just, I did the video about the lawsuit, and then I didn't want to not follow up with his response. That wouldn't have made any sense. So that is that. But obviously my content is not going to be H3 or Ethan Klein forevermore. Okay, that was just, I had to do a follow-up. Don't worry. I got other videos coming, okay? Okay, bye.